Hi everyone and welcome today to my TED Talk. I shall be addressing about ASD, addressing autism spectrum disorder across cultures. In this talk, we will be discovering cultural variations of autism. We will be detecting the developmental and psychopathical aspects of ASD and recognizing experimental therapies with attention to ABA. The aim is to examine how care is influenced by the cultural environments and how more beneficial practices can be established for the children. Understanding the interplay between culture and interventions ensures that children and families receive support that respects their unique needs and backgrounds. Our journey will focus on combining clinical insights and cultural sensitivity to ensure outcomes for individuals with ASD. Now, you might say, what is autism? Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental neurological disorder that has an impact on individuals' ability to interact with other people. As stated by Dennison et al. 2019, the presence of one has an impact on the developmental of a child every minute that it is present. Furthermore, it is found to affect 1 in 48 children, with a significantly higher proportion of being affected, given that it's affecting 1 in 30 boys. Autism spectrum disorder are a group of complex developmental disorders that affect individuals in a variety of ways. They are classified as a systemic disorder. The conditions of Asperger's, PDD, NOS, Rett syndrome, and child disintegrative disorder are all still classified as autism spectrum disorders. Under certain conditions, a child may reach the appropriate developmental milestones, but then experience a delay approximately 1 or 2 years of age. At this time, that is when a child may lose the specific skills that they did develop earlier during that time. Early detection and early intervention are crucial in mitigating developmental delays and helping children reach their potential. While recognizing symptoms can vary widely, recognizing these early symptoms empowers caregivers and clinicians to provide timely and effective support. Now that we have gotten through what is autism, let's understand autism. Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disorder that involves abnormalities in the neural, behavioral, and psychological systems, which can manifest in a variety of shapes and forms. It is stated by Hernandez et al. 2023 that the essence of a spectrum nature of autism spectrum disorder is that every individual suffers from a disorder in a different way, and it is necessary to treat every patient in a specialized manner. It is clear that autism spectrum disorder is responsible for errors in both spoken and written language. However, the majority of autistic people find that interacting with others can be a challenging experience. In addition, the disorder is characterized by compulsive behaviors and narrow obsessions, which are characterized by the fact that these patterns provide individuals with a sense of security and structure. Understanding the unique experiences of individuals with ASD allows us to create an intervention that prioritizes their well-being. Building compassionate strategies helps promote social and behavioral developmental while respecting individuals' differences. Now that we have gotten through what is autism and how to understand ASD, let's jump into the cultural comparisons across different preschoolers. Children who have a neurological disorder are most likely to experience sleep disturbances, according to the finding of a comparative cross-sectional study that was conducted on 1,800 preschool-aged children. Children with attention deficient hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and children who meet the criteria for other developmental disorders are included in this diagnostics group. More than 80% of children with autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, without ASD, and other developmental disabilities are likely to have sleep disturbances, which is higher than the KSHQ cutoff score of 41 as stated by Lorden et al. 2021. When compared with the TD rates, the activity of children with TD are significantly lower, indicating that they are less likely to have sleep disorders. These findings highlight the need for targeted interventions that address the multi-phase challenges children with ASD face. Tailoring sleep and behavior therapies to cultural norms and family dynamics can further enhance these effectiveness. Alrighty, now let's jump into the development and psychopathology of ASD. ASD children are usually associated with diverse difficulties and comorbidities affecting different developmental domains. Children experiencing communication problems that make it difficult for the kid to be able to explain their needs. Mariah and Benito 2023 states that learning is still impaired by intellectual disabilities. Gross motor skills are also affected. There are also frequent problems in sense such as visual or hearing loss and other abnormalities like a typical reactionary tendency, e.g., over or under sensitivity to various stimuli. Both repetitive and stereotype movements and speech are defining characteristics of autism, which provides a measure of comfort to some children. Providing structured yet flexible environments help children navigate their daily challenges more confidently. Sensory-friendly practices such as modifying environments and activities can support and better engage learning in children with disabilities. Now you're probably asking yourself, what can I do as a person, a parent, or someone who faces someone with autism disorder? Well, in order to help children with autism spectrum disorder to improve their abilities to better manage their behavior, ABA employs a variety of interventions through the utilization of incentives to desired behaviors from children. Rewarding has a positive impact on the subject matter. A technique known as discrete trial training, DTT, in which tasks are broken down into individual steps and each step is taught independently, is referred to by the term labeled pictures. The ABC model, also known as the antecedent behavior consequences model, is a model that focuses on what causes behavior and the consequences that may be involved. In accordance with Oki et al. 2023, modeling is the process of demonstrating to children how they should behave in order to guarantee that they will imitate what has been modeled. Using an exchange technique known as picture exchange communication system, young children who are nonverbal are given the opportunity to communicate through the use of pictures. The field of nature teaching, NET, is concerned with the process of acquiring knowledge about natural environments in a manner that makes use of previously acquired and learning information and experiences, thereby rendering the knowledge useful. Personalized and consistent applications of these methods foster long-term behavior improvements. Collaboration also with families and schools is critical for ensuring interventions are integrated into the child's daily life. Now, there are some clinical skills needed for ABA. The in-clinic application of ABA analysis, better known as ABA, is combined intervention model that includes speech, occupational, and physical therapies in addition to applied behavior analysis. This model is utilized to treat certain disorders that are associated with children who have autism. Positive reinforcers allows therapists to introduce other methods, while the presence of peers encourages social contact and imitation of appropriate behaviors within the population. Additionally, clinics offer opportunities for children to extend their learning beyond the confines of their classrooms and into other types of facilities. According to Squire et al., 2017, ABA therapists are responsible for developing individualized interventions, monitoring progress based on behavior analytic data, cooperating with parents, and teaching and making modifications in accordance with the child's developmental and changes in needs. These abilities in turn makes it easier to provide interventions that are high quality and relevant in order to improve communication, behavior, and social interaction skills. Balancing structure with creativity in therapies can address these concerns while retaining ABA strengths. Integrating play-based and interactive elements can further enhance the appeal and effectiveness of interventions. Now let's jump into the senses of evidence supporting ABA. ABA, better known as autism spectrum disorder, is widely recognized for its ability to improve the communication skills of children with autism and to facilitate the modification of appropriate behaviors. The implication of early childhood intervention begins at a young age and continues into the adolescent years has better and been shown to have positive effects on both early age learners and preteens and teenagers. It has also been pointed out by some of the critics that the structure of ABA is designed in such a way that prevents children from exercising their own personal creativity and self-initiative. As a result, there is such a growing concern regarding the implication of interventions that are less intrusive from the perspective of children that are more freely organized. These interventions should be designed to facilitate the learning of the normal curriculum through play and social activities. As found in the 3 articles above, it is crucial to strike the right balance between structure and the therapies, child friendliness of those therapies, ensuring that therapies align with family priorities enhances their long-term impact. Cultural competencies among clinicians is a cornerstone of effective and inclusive care. A comparison of cultural values that are associated with behavior therapeutic approaches such as ABA. Some system-focused behaviors interventions are discouraged in such cultures as well, either because of the ways in which they raise their children or because of the therapeutic approaches they take. In general, there is a need for increased cultural sensitivity in order to determine appropriate strategies and reward for integrative positive school relationships with families. In light of this, the World Health Organization 2023 asserts that parents' involvement continues to be the utmost significant when it comes to enhancing trust and the outcomes of interventions. When therapists are able to provide their services in the native language of the families, this is not only adds to the convenience of the situation, but it also helps strengthen the relationship between the therapist and the family, which ultimately leads to better outcomes. Engaging with children in their natural environments creates opportunities for organic learning. These interventions build confidence, adaptability of preparing children for challenges both and in and out of the classroom. It is also essential to provide children with school readiness interventions in order to support positive behaviors and attitudes amongst them while they are participating in these activities. Because of this, children are able to develop positive behaviors at a young age because they are assured of receiving rewards whenever they behave in a manner that is appropriate. In the context of certain behaviors, the term negative reinforcement refers to the situation in which an unpleasant stimulus is removed in order to encourage a particular behavior. In a token economy, children are rewarded with tokens as a means of encouraging them to acquire skills that are essential for their academic success. Children are able to deal with issues of social pressure through the utilization of positive social rewards, which are a form of encouragement. A child receives feedback from the environment in which they are immersed, and natural reinforcement is a form of reinforcement that does not interfere with the child's behavior. Prioritizing culturally inclusive practices strengthens trust and collaboration between therapists and families. In the future, bridging clinicians' expertise with cultural understanding will be crucial for advancing ASD worldwide. I hope by the time you guys got to this slide, you didn't fall asleep. But in conclusion to what everything I just said, when it does come to addressing autism spectrum disorder in children, it is evident that there are a variety of effective methods or strategies that must be culturally sensitive. The effectiveness of ABA is the foundation upon which support is built. However, in order to support the diverse range of families that it serves, it must be culturally sensitive. Because if it's not taken into account, the interventions that are provided to the clients will not be relevant to the cultural beliefs or values that they hold. Providing care that is sensitive to different cultures helps to lower the cultural barriers that exist between the caregiver and the person being cared for, which ultimately leads to improved outcomes for the children and their families. That will conclude my TED Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you have a great day.